If you haven't watched this, then you don't have to. Next time I'll do a video and I'll summarize it for you. Some of the notable stuff that Warren Buffett mentioned. One thing before I just get off this, it's a 7 hours long stream done 2 days ago. And interesting. I don't really follow every year, but one of the role models to look up to in the wealth industry, right? I mean, the rich dude, Warren Buffett, who actually accumulated his wealth not through Ponzi's or crypto, so-called startups. Nowadays, you see that, right? SBF, billionaire, this billionaire. So anyways, he talked about the AI. And one thing he said, I disagree and agree because he makes sense, right? Coming from different timelines, obviously I've seen something crazy, but he has valid points. He literally said he seen his own clone, right? And he was about to fall for his own clone, own scam, like deep fake basically. So he literally seen a deep fake of himself asking for money or whatever, and he sees the potential danger of AI because of scams. And man, I kid you not, the corruption, the level of corruption, and yeah, I mean, there's positivity, but the amount of negative stuff I see, and I'm like just calling out all these tiny scammers, man. I mean, the corruption goes so deep, and I'm just calling out this mini micro ones, influencers. Crazy. There's so much big whales running around unnoticed. So all I can do is, again, ask you to be vigilant, take a step back, and think about where you're putting your money. So, ladies and gents, today I want to do something a little different, okay? And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me come back to what I want to talk about. So this is obviously, as usual, I like to pull out chart, man. Why not? Makes me happy. So my question is, if I had, let's say, 2,000 average salary, I'm gonna just keep all the expenses aside, the rent, whatnot, everything, right? And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm actually doing this as a student, asking out of curiosity, and let's see where we can go with this together. Let's do this, okay? If it makes sense. So $2,000 USD, if I had this, and if I wanted to diversify into any sort of investment, stock, crypto, and I'm not going to go into stuff that I don't understand really at this moment. Real estate, one of my friends, financial advisor, he was talking about getting into bonds. He's like, hey man, risk-free money, man. You're getting a 5-6%. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a high IQ person to really, I know it's very simple here and there, but I just like to stick to certain things. And I'm not too sure who mentioned this, Warren Buffett or some other dude, very similar, that he goes all in what he understands. Why fall for like hundreds of diversification? You don't need to. One dude who's really good in real estate, he goes like 90% or 80% real estate, 20% something else, maybe precious metals or whatever. This guy who's really good at stock, he goes pretty much 90%, 80%, something like that in stock. However, I'm looking at 25, right? 25 real estate, 25 precious metal, 25. I'm just saying, if I had to pick like 4 different instead of 10. So now, if we have to play with $2,000, just like an average, let's if you want to do it 1,000, that's fine, but let's say 2,000. Personally, if I had a chance right now, looking at all the stock and all, right? Unless you get in something which I mentioned, if PayPal, which is not going to happen obviously at this time, but if you look at this, the chart of PayPal, this is PayPal, right? If we were in a really good bull market and all that stuff, PayPal has really decent like operating, if you look at the financials, not bad compared to a lot of other stuff, all right? But the stock has been playing pretty much kind of stagnant. So if we are in a bull market, obviously I can see potential, even if it doesn't go back all-time high, which is at $300, pretty much right here. You see that? That's 310. And right now sitting at 65. Just give you an example as PayPal. There are a lot of other tokens like this in the precious mining metals and stuff, which are pretty much at this level. However, they are really not going significant up. However, if you compare to the AI narrative, ironically, if you look at even NVIDIA, right? It's insane. It's literally going back again. Takes a quick break and then goes back again. So why I'm telling you this, If I had to put some money in NVDA and all this stuff, probably wouldn't get significant gain, but I could be wrong. NVDA could double. That's like ridiculous. Imagine it. Where is it gonna go if it doubles? From 1,000 to 2,000? But again, keeping all this aside, right? Even seeing the dip in Tesla, whatever happened, if Elon can pull it off, I mean, you can't bet against him, man. You see what he does. Pulls a Doge thing and the Doge starts pumping. And ironically, he took this from 141 with one of the news. He said, robot taxis and this, blah, blah, blah. Pfft, went to 184. If that's what he can do, then, sky's the limit. But I'm just giving, again, another example. If I had to, I would pick some of the so-called fundamental strong. They say S&P 500 index. Yeah, sure. Even I can throw that in as well. But I will look at some of the strong ones. Maybe Netflix, maybe a little overvalued. But again, look at this. It's streaming. I just watched the Cat Williams live, right? Man, one of the best comedy that he did. He nailed it. From political to woke and whatever you want to call it, he nailed it. And he literally said whatever I just mentioned about the scam and the world has become a little crazier. It is real. People can say whatever stuff and get away with it. And that's why I said, I don't know what I've been calling out, the tiny ones, when we have all the big fails, controlling, manipulating, policies, this and that. So yeah, please be vigilant, all right? Again, coming back to my point here, if I had 2,000, personally, let me ask you what you would do. Let me tell you what I'm trying to do. And I can play this in multiple ways. So from here, I would put probably, how about $300 into precious metal? Okay. And by the way, precious metal probably has no value, so-called, right at the moment, because you're just holding and there's no yield. You're not getting any returns and so-called. It is a wealth actually, right? But again, keeping it aside, this is very rare stuff. If you compare with stock and real estate and precious metal and crypto, this is like a real tangible stuff. Fiat can press of a button, lots of fiat just comes out of nowhere. Lots of them disappear. Inflation, right? Crypto again, manipulated. Stock again, same kind of thing. Real estate, I don't know, somebody could just come over your property and say, hey, you don't own it anymore or whatever. You could do the same thing with gold and stuff. I get it. But not into getting the drama right now. All right. So, all right. 300, let's say. So 300. Now, what else do we have? I personally, from here, right now, since if I had a choice, real estate, maybe I'll discuss that later. But I'm going to stick to crypto and stock because I understand that. And if I really had to go a little deeper, I always mention about cash flow businesses, productizing a service. Like simple example, if I can give you, is like if I create videos, I can offer that as a service to vendors and whatnot, and sell that as a service, make it a cash flow business. But sure, it's not extremely scalable because if I'm doing the work, but if I can use AI and some other whatever other tools or hire people or scale it, that's a different story. Or I can create a digital course or university or whatever, right? That's scalable. Those are cash flow businesses. If I had a chance, but from $200 investing right there is not really feasible. It doesn't make sense. Not much gains, unless I'm talking about 6 figs or something, right? I mean, yeah. So keeping that aside, let's stick to this the financial kind of market here. So $300 precious metal, okay, PM. Over here, crypto is extremely volatile, but at the same time it's also lucrative if you know what you're doing. People are just pumping and dumping, so if you learn the so-called narrative, learn the blockchain, how it works, follow some of the veils. I mean, a lot of corrupt veils, a lot of them are rug pulling and all that, but if you pull out before the rug pulls and then take that money and then again put it in the system, right? And I'll talk about another way, like it's a circle thing, okay, which I'll talk on in a second. But let me actually finish it off. This 300, out of that I probably would put 50-50 into, I know this is totally crazy. If I had to choose real estate, then I would put a lot more allocation into real estate. But other than that, since I said only crypto and stock, I'll just split 50-50. Yeah, maybe crypto a little more. Okay, so let's do $1,000. Okay, 1,000. No, that's getting, yeah. Okay, there you go. Let's make it easy. 3 for now. 3 precious metal, crypto. Okay, this could be BTC, but BTC is a total hedge. I'm not gonna be trading back and forth. I can break this up again in different categories later, because crypto has holding, which is BTC and all. I don't want to trade. Meme, other totally different level. There's some AI that I can stake to get some return. It's a total different thing, right? Then over here, let's put $700. That's like I'll put in stock. Yeah, let's stick to 3. Over diversification kills, man. No needed. If I had 10,000 or more, I would look at maybe all those real estate, rental, and just keep stacking or adding. But just playing with 2,000. If I had only 1,000 here, you can split that into half. 150 precious metal, 500 crypto, and again 350 stock, right? But what's your take on this? I'm just curious. So if I had this 2,000 disposable so-called income every month, or the way I want to save it. Oh, I forgot to even mention the fiat, right? The savings account. If I really have to keep some cash, because fiat is king, without a doubt, let's actually do something. Let's just make this 700, which means I'm gonna keep cash on the side so I can buy dips and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. So how about I make this 700? Okay, I know it's a little messy. So 700 crypto, and so 7, and this is 1,000 and 700. Let's do this. Okay, stock, and $300. I'll just keep cash. How about that? About 350. Yeah, makes sense. So cash, crypto, stock, and we have precious metal. Precious metal, we can discuss it later. You can, if you don't want precious metal, you can just keep that as cash for the dip, or you can just diversify into other stuff. I'm just saying, this is what I'm thinking right now. I can break down the real estate and all those business stuff later on. Okay, just curious, trying to learn. And within stock itself, there is this dividend paying stock, right? S&P 500 is dividend paying. That itself is a different game in a way. So if you're stacking, and they're also paying decent dividends, and also here tax is a huge game. I mean, so a lot of, if I take that tax thing out, it's a bad decision. What I mean by that is, depending on your income range, the capital gain tax, where you fall, that is also a strategy that's placed into this game. So if you're just stacking, not knowing, how to reduce your stuff legally and ethically, then we are kind of losing it, right? So that's why those are all important, which I didn't put it right now, but keep that in mind. But other than that, this is how I would just play crypto, stock. And which ones, again, I don't want to discuss any picks right now. Look at this one. All of a sudden, this thing over here, TRB, from $48, all of a sudden it's pumped to 113 right now today. It's doubled, literally doubled. Why it's pumping? I have to check on the news, but that's the crypto thing. And if you look at TRB as well, I mentioned the game plan is very simple. Looking at charts, which actually has like this dip, right? Literally really bad dip. They're very decently low from all-time high, and then just buy in as long as they have this people working behind it and this so-called group, like all the meme tokens. Pepe, every time Pepe went down, if you look at it, right? It's crazy that I'm actually mentioning Pepe, but looking at it, look at the copper, silver, but these are stock. I'm not talking about metal here, right? Let me actually see, where is this? Where is Pepe? Look at this here. This is Pepe. Look at Pepe's chart here. Right? All of a sudden, from this bottom, literally from here, it goes up all the way. And now, literally, if you look, it's still... Why it's pumping? Nobody knows. And Pepe, again, I believe it's on Solana. Takes Solana with it as well. But as an example, if you look, it's just because it has this community. Even when it went down, people were scared to buy. But you know what happens. The people who buy, and not to forget, look at Reddit here. I wasn't expecting people to actually pump Reddit right now. Yeah, if you look at it, Reddit at 37 low, and then it started picking up. Still, I don't understand what's happening in the economy. Nothing makes sense. It's like, doesn't matter if wages are not keeping up, people are not, barely can eat and all that, because the stock market is a different game. You get the point? It's a totally different game. Stock and crypto right now is a totally different game. So don't get the wrong idea what's happening. And you have to also understand who's buying. If it's people like us who's watching, consuming and all that, that's a different story. But it's not exactly that. You'll see all these big dudes, Griffin and all, talking about selling stocks and what's happening in the economy, etc., etc. War. Wow, man. Sending $100 billion to, faraway land, while our own people are kind of suffering. But anyways, ladies and gents, this is the point I was trying to make. So if we get at a decent price and just hold it, and that's it. And I'm not discussing any short-term trades. It's just like me, if I had $2,000, I would have diversified and put in this thing every month, every day. That's the same story. And once I have more money to add, right, I could also sell some position, add to it. And I mentioned about the circle. Before I end, let me just tell you this, the circle thing here. So if I put in crypto, let's say, okay, if I put in crypto, some so-called meme and all that, whatever garbage, right, shit tokens which has no value, from here, I would have taken some profit, right? If I had to do three-way, this is what I would do. So in crypto, how about four-way? If I had in meme, let's say meme crypto, all right? If I'm made decent amount of gains in a crypto meme token or whatsoever, right? I would have taken it out in BTC. I would have taken out in stock, like diversify. I would cash out and buy something. Also remember the tax or whatever implications. I would just put in a stock, right? Which not like, sell at all-time high and put in all-time high in some other token, which doesn't make sense. I have to see, or just keep it in cash while I wait. But anyway, keep in stock, right? So BTC, stock. Then we have, if I had real estate or whatever it is, sure. And then, precious metal, without a doubt. So there you go, 4. If you have to pick 3, just pick 3. If you have to pick 2, just pick whatever works for you too, right? So because meme tokens, man, there's literally nothing there going on. So if I could get something out of it, like Pepe or whatever, I would just take it and dump it into all this 4. That's what I would do. So anyways, I hope you found this useful. Just wanted to do a 10 minutes video, but all of it went to 17 minutes. Ladies and gents, thanks for watching. Let me know your plan. And for this time, I will check out the comments actually, because I'm looking out for the feedback. It's important. All right, I'm out.